Hola, chess people. Coach Matthew back with a tactics video. And this channel is not going to provide the volume tactics. That's not the point. This video is to present how to do tactics, to maximize your time in using tactics. So we're going to go through a series of problems, only 8, and talk about how much time you should be spending to get the most out of this tactical opportunity. So there's two types of tactical work to do. You do the critical thinking tactics and you do the volume tactics. This is going to be a presentation on volume tactics, as in the more puzzles you do, the better. So how do we do these volume tactics? Well, you spend 30 seconds to 1 minute at most per problem. If you have an answer, go ahead. If not, give it a guess. See the solution, understand, and move on. If you got it wrong, understand the solution, and then go to the next problem. What you're looking to do is do as many problems as you can within reason. In 15 minutes, in 30 minutes, however much time it is. What you don't want to do is spend 15 minutes on a puzzle you could spend 30 seconds on and get the same benefit out of. We want to work smartly. We want to be very efficient with our time, especially as a lot of folks are busy, a lot of students are very busy, and need to make time for their chess. So they have to be that much more efficient. So if we're spending only 15 minutes a day doing tactics, and we're getting in 30 problems a day, that's a really good minimum in only 15 minutes. It's a lot better than an excuse, whereas I was too busy, coach, I couldn't do it, or I just didn't have any time. We're only talking about 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and begin with the first problem. What I'm going to do is leave it up. It's already been up for a while, but we're going to actually get to it. This is the first problem. And how do we know whose turn it is to move? In the bottom right of the board, for this setup here, this chess-based setup, there's a white indicator that it's white's turn to move. If it's dark, that means it's black's turn to move. So here it's white's turn to move. We're going to leave this up for about a minute and then go ahead and look at the answer. Here we go. Rook h3 is unstoppable. Let's move on to the next problem. Okay, same deal. We're going to leave this up a minute. we go. Checkmate in 2. Now with these problems, they're not trick problems, as in they're legal chess problems. So we do know it's a certain side to play and win guaranteed. How do we go about finding these moves? Forcing moves. CCTQ. Calculate the forcing moves. These are all attacking problems. It's not your turn to play and make it mate in 3 instead of mate in 2. No, although those problems are interesting. Let's move on to the next. Black to play here. We can tell by the black circle here in the bottom right of the board. Give it a minute. Here we go. King f5, it's checkmate. And now the finesse. White is losing. Okay, next. Gonna leave it up in minutes. Here we go. She's taken rook d8. Let's continue. Okay. Taken Anastasia's mate. And black gets checkmated anyways. Moving on. Here we go. The rook takes. Checkmate on the next move is unavoidable. Push the checkmate. You take then, and this is trivial. White wins. Let's continue. Here we go with the black pieces. Black is winning. And here we go. Checkmate. So that was just an example of how to approach tactics. You want to spend 30 seconds to a minute on a problem. Go with your answer. If not, if you don't have one, that is, give it a guess. Understand the solution. Go on to the next problem. These are volume problems. You want volume. The more, the better. What you're looking for is to be exposed to and learn as many different piece patterns and piece configurations as you can, as there are. The more you see, the better. 30 tactics a day is a good minimum, and the number is arbitrary. What's important is that the student is doing tactical work on a regular basis, consistently. and hopefully via choice. If you're forced to do it, it's work. It's a job. You don't want that. What you want to do is choose to work on your chess. If it's optional, the student can sometimes do a lot more than 30 a day. And in my experience over the last decade and a half, not almost 2 decades, those students who have the most success in terms of competitively are the ones that do the most tactical work. How many do they do? I don't know. I don't really ask those specifics, but it's a lot more than 30. And if they're playing competitively, say they're playing, today is Saturday, say they're playing in a tournament next week. Well, do more tactics the week of the tournament. Do more tactics the week of the tournament. Now, these are volume tactics. The more tactics you see, the better. You will be able to use these piece patterns, these piece configurations in your games. All of the scholastic games, until you get to the open section, when you first start playing in the quads, all of your games come down to blunders and tactics, and frequently tactics are used to take advantage of blunders. After you're done with the quads, you're playing some Swiss tournaments, U1500, U1800, tactics. Every single one of those games will come down to tactics. Somebody's going to blunder, and there's going to be a tactic. Now, when you get to the open section, it's different. Are your games going to come down to tactics? Not necessarily, no. But will tactics be always present? Will they always be lurking, potentially in the background? Yes. The forcing moves are huge, mistakes are huge, and tactics are how you take advantage of mistakes. But frequently those players are going to know how not to let the tactics get the better hand, better of them. They're not going to let them get the upper hand to the opponent via tactics. So 30 a day is a good minimum. Where do you do these tactics? Wherever you want. You can go online these days and do it almost anywhere. Chess Tempo is good. Lichess is good. A lot of the students like Chess Kid. Those are all fine. Whether you go to the website or the app, you can do them out of a book by volume. Get the Polgar book. Get one of the Reinfeld books with no words. Winning Chess Tactics by Sarawan. There's a lot of different tactics books, and some of these positions you will have seen before, and that's fine. A lot of them get reused, but do the tactics. You'll always be ready for competitive play if you're tactically proficient, and if not, if you're rusty, that's where it shows most, the tactics. So tactics, 30 a day is a good minimum on average per day. It's not a good idea to binge, say, one day of the week, do 200 tactics, and the other days do nothing. No. Much better to be consistent. If you take a day off because you went on vacation, that's fine. But on average, you do want to average, sounds strange, 30 a day. I would lean for an upper limit. And around here, it has been known that some players will go triple digits. So something to keep in mind. Every strong chess player's name is tactics, tactics, tactics. Make sure it's yours too. Thank you for watching.